Although some coordinators and executives are committed to the brand they work for, many people are inclined to look out for their own interests, to the extent that they put themselves above everything else, despite the problems that the institution may be going through at the time. Yes, sometimes it is right to value health and lifestyle over sacrificing those factors that are so important to life. The problem comes when, in the drive to get ahead, the needs of others are ignored, and fraudulent actions are taken to achieve success. It is then that companies can act at their discretion and take action to address these problems, even if that means presiding over the executive of the day. What happens when a corporate level at Tesla detects certain fraudulent activities by your bosses? How does the company go about verifying these actions? And if they realize that he or she has made strange moves, what punishments can they impose? Many executives have been caught trying to make fraudulent moves within their companies. In some cases, the problem is not too big, and the company will issue an administrative act, but on other occasions, the misconduct is so big and serious that the company in question decides to take drastic measures so that the institution is not negatively affected. Looking at everything Musk and the company did to preside over the issue of the day, it looks like the situation was stronger than we expected. As we have already seen, thanks to what has happened in other companies and from different executives, we know that some corporate bosses can take actions that, if not carefully reported or regulated, can provoke anger from other members of society, potentially even affecting their tenure in the business. No matter what position they hold or what activities they perform, they are all targeted and judged in the same way. Or at least, one would normally expect that to be the case. Of course, certain corporations gave preferential treatment to some of their more distinguished members, and that is just what can cause discontent and even strikes by workers. Everyone must be treated with the same respect, and must abide by the same rules. Fortunately for us, some new wave entrepreneurs have decided to drop the kind of permissions that were given to many senior managers, and have even had to be a little tougher on them because of the position they hold within the company. It is not for nothing that they were given the opportunity to excel and to bring good ideas to the company. Many think that being given this trust puts more responsibility on their shoulders, and if you analyze it very carefully, you will find that they are right in their words. Especially when you consider that they, by virtue of the position they hold, differentiate themselves from other executives and CEOs in the corporation. Who is it that makes the announcement when a company is bad-mouthed? Who stands out from the crowd? It is almost always the founders, CEOs, and those in the top echelons. Therefore, all of them should be very careful in the performance of their duties, and should stay away from any scandal or situation that could damage their corporate image. However, it seems that some executives still do not understand that this is no longer the same working environment as it was a few years ago. And that was just the miscalculation that Omid Afshar made when it was discovered that he was taking certain actions that, in the eyes of Tesla and the public, are frowned upon. What did he do to be treated so harshly? Can what happened be fixed? Let's take a closer look at his case. For those who don't know him, Omid Afshar was one of Elon Musk's distinguished top executives in his car company's executive lineup. He is considered one of Musk's top collaborators, as well as an executive in charge of Tesla Inc.'s factory in Austin, Texas. He is under internal investigation because of a role he played in the purchase of hard-to-find building materials. Several experts in this kind of matter corroborated this information, which was released a few days ago, while the analysis of the facts and documents that may have come to light continues. Before continuing with the subject, we will make it clear that the request for anonymity will be respected, so the names will be given to those who are outside the case. If anyone is mentioned, it will only be Elon Musk or Omid Afshar. Continuing the story, the people who broke the case have revealed that Tesla has already lost a considerable number of employees who came to light in the matter, and there has even been talk of firing Afshar via furlough, which could become a way to permanently remove Afshar. The latter has not yet been confirmed, so please take this as a theory on the part of the disseminators of this information. When the company was questioned about what happened and Musk was sought for comment, neither would come forward to confirm or deny the information circulating around Tesla. Similarly, reporters and other media sought out Omid Afshar to talk about the issue. The result was the same. Of the few details that have been released on the matter, the acting head of the company's legal department, David Cyril, is known to be leading the internal investigation. This is how he began his work, after noticing a purchase order for building materials. This role aroused the suspicions of some people, so it did not take long for them to take action. The order was for a certain type of glass, which is distinguished by being more resistant than others. The purchase was flagged by finance departments, which soon alerted Tesla's internal audit department. Investigators are currently trying to determine whether the glass was for the company's or for the personal use of the company's CEO, Elon Musk. In case you don't know, due to the global crisis, because of disruptions in supply chains, glass has become hard to come by. Not many can find it, let alone buy it, but Tesla's name and its transnational status allow it to acquire items that would normally be harder to come by. How do you perceive what is happening between Tesla and Afshar? From what we have seen, do you think the company is doing the right thing this time? Or guess what, more data is needed to give an objective opinion on the matter? To be honest, the employer situation looks bad from this angle, but as we still don't know exactly what is going on, we reserve any judgment. Let's take a closer look at what other data has been published. From what has been seen so far, it is known that Afshar requested that the purchase order be created. In addition, he told the workers involved in the move that the glass was to develop a secret project. While there are still those who do not believe that he did not suspect anything in the matter, others justify the lack of questions by saying that, being an executive, even if he had been told something, he might not have answered them or simply opted for the life of the sack. After all, what can a worker do in the face of a superior command? So far, Omid Afshar is known to have finished his work week at the Austin, Texas plant. However, the executive is expected to take a leave of absence while his case continues to be investigated. As one of Elon Musk's top executives at Tesla, Omid has been in charge of overseeing construction and production at the factory. So, it is not known what will happen to his position within the corporation. An active member of the parent company and a collaborator of the CEO since 2017, the man took pride in his work, to the point of having published his position and the name of the company he worked for on his LinkedIn profile. Within the company, Afshar was known as Musk's conciliator. This was because he was able to iron out the problems that usually arose in the operational sector. During an interview with him in 2019, when he visited the University of California, Irvine, the executive commented that this was not the only role he played at Tesla, but that he had played others over the years. Quote, "I focus on where there is a problem, and I focus on putting out the fires. If there's an upset, that's where you find me," he said. "When people see me, they are not always happy, because that means something is going on." Omid Afshar graduated from UC Irvine in 2009 with a degree in biomedical engineering. For a time, he worked as a ski instructor at Mammoth Mountain in California. Following that time, he worked for more than 6 years at St. Jude Medical Inc. and then joined Abbott Laboratories. Here, he worked in engineering and product management roles, eventually ending up on Tesla's doorstep with a group of enthusiastic young executives. From that point on, he became an expert in all environments. With that final comment, we conclude today's video. Now that we have a broader picture of the situation and what Afshar did, it seems that the situation is untenable, at least from his point of view. With everything we've seen and said, we think it's best that he doesn't magnify the issue and leaves. Or what do you think, now that you know exactly what happened with him and the company? Does Tesla seem too aggressive and intolerant of these decisions? Or are the investigators right to seek the truth? Leave your comments on the topic below, and try to add more suggestions to make the next videos based on your tastes. Thanks for being up to this part. Remember to subscribe and support us with likes and views. See you next time.